Don't underestimate the power of starting small. Don't underestimate the power of humble beginnings. Because when I started back in 2023, I didn't think that I would find myself right now working for a huge car manufacturing company. So the journey might feel a bit slow. It might feel a bit uncertain, especially now that the contracts are ending. You don't know what you're going to do next, what's going to happen. But trust and believe that every skill that you acquired and every challenge that you faced within that role has better prepared you for the next level. So stay committed, embrace every chance and every opportunity that you got. And yeah, just stay true to yourself, because you don't know which door will open next.
When you start this, you need to be patient. You need to believe to yourself. Because remember one thing, when you go to agriculture, you must be ready to lose your friends. You must be ready to lose your partner. You must be ready to lose a lot of things that it will come through. And be patient towards yourself. And believe into yourself that where I'm going to reach. Even if it can take me 5 years, 10 years, but finally you'll get where you want to be.
I have a story about a young person who nearly gave up their hustling because of rejection. So Phumzile had a great business idea. Great business idea was that she used to go in Johannesburg, CBD, buy the cleaning detergents in bulk. And on the other side, what she will do is that she will go to a dumping site and find containers. And she will come back and wash those containers, and then she will pour in. And people, they rejected her product, talking about how she has went to a dumping site to pick up the stuff and come back and sell to them. She did the research and she was able to find one of the biggest company that was selling in bulk the bottles and find someone in the township who was going to print for her. She did that. Guess what? People now, they were buying into that because it was her brand. The bottles were clean and fresh and new. And even the branding now, it was her branding, because she was able to change from the rejection where the customers, they were telling her, it's not your product. You went to the dumping site. You are selling us the secondhand stuff. We are not even sure whether it's water inside and stuff. And she was able to learn from that. And she was able to turn it around. And now people are buying, which is really exciting. So rejection, it's not at all times your failure or your downfall. You need to listen to say why people are rejecting and what else that you can do to make sure that you take your business into the next level where people, they believe in you.
This one goal, you have made sure that you have set it, but you did not achieve it because of some reasons that you have seen that now you have to be flexible and change it. But if you are changing it, change it for something that you think will be valuable to your life again.
In dealing with the inevitable and the inevitable that will happen to you in your businesses, you are either going to fail or you're going to experience setbacks or you're going to get rejected. They happen at different intervals and sometimes they all happen at once at the same time. And I think for me, the reason why the inevitable is because no business grows in the absence of this. And even though you've grown, these don't change. So I think for me, the biggest thing around rejection, failure, as well as failure, as well as these setbacks is really to orientate your mindset around how do I utilize those as fuel for the growth of my business. And I think when you then utilize them as fuel, it's not going to say that you are being mechanical with that relationship, because in reality, we are human beings. And whenever you get rejection, it's going to sting and it's going to feel painful. There's nothing wrong with that. Feel it. I think that's important for us to tell you that to feel it, because in most cases, we tell entrepreneurs, keep it moving. It's not that personal, but sometimes it is because you're a human being. Feel that pain. And then whilst you have felt that pain and you've taken the time, whether it's a day or two, to feel that pain, then ask yourself a couple of questions. Can I go back to them and ask them why they've rejected me? Because the moment you ask those questions and not just take it and run with it, you are able to then get deeper understanding. Being able to operate with that sort of mindset then positions you in the right type of manner to then reconsider failure in a different matter. But in reality, apart from that, right, which is rejection, there are setbacks, man. I mean, I've had entrepreneurs, buildings break down. I've had cars being repossessed. We've priced items and we found that we priced them wrong. And as a result, we had a choice whether you run away from the job or find money that you don't have to cover that job so that you can say that you deliver. There are things that just happen where it's situations beyond your control that even if you had a saving kitty for the next 5 or 6 months, it would definitely not be enough. So I think for me, it's being able to be empathetic and lenient with your journey, control the things that you definitely have control over, and the things that you don't have control, have patience towards yourself, because the reality of business is that it's not linear. You know, you will come back, you will reboot, you will regroup, and you will grow and learn from those learnings. But for me, you need to have the humility to want to learn. You need to be empathetic to yourself, because that guilt won't change anything in the long term. And then most importantly, you need to then refuel and fuel that energy so that you shift perspective.